Hi guys, welcome to the video. Today we're going to be playing the second part of the campaign versus Venom, part 1 and part 2. He's really tough. He has got extra toughness for his second level, and we are playing on standard mode for carry on from our campaign. Please watch the first part of the video if you want to see what happened against Sandman, and then we're going to carry us on. So the links for the other videos will be in the descriptions once they're done and up. And if you like the video, please leave us a like and subscribe to the channel. Let us know what you think of this one. Who's your favourite villain from this one? I think Venom even is one of my favourites, so really excited to play this one and get the video uploaded for you. So see you on the table. Here we have the game set up, ready to go, so let's go through the story. We just beat Sandman. It says, "You kidding me? I'm not telling you to where my employers or what they want." And Ghost Spider says, "What, William? We already know. You know about Osborn? I can't believe that actually worked." "Yeah, thanks to the intel, Sandman." And the guys fly off to Oscorp. And we have outside Oscorp, they're on the roof, and obviously there's a bit of an explosion going on. And then in flips the mighty Venom. Leave us alone. One of the coolest characters in any comic or series or film. Just awesome. So he looks cool. I've done all the setup. There's quite a lot of bits to come with this. You have to put a public outcry back into play like in the last campaign. You have to take an extra community card and put that randomly in. You have to have different setup rules for depending on how you did. I've marked on my score from last time about 4 victory points, which is quite good. I'm happy with that. And that brought about with it some upgrades for my characters, which I've put on the table. And also an extra card for Osborn Tech here at the top, which gives you an extra disadvantage or an extra card going into the enemy's deck. And then if you get to 5, I'll be able to do this white thing, and during setup, the pink things you have to do during setup. So I've managed to do that last time. I'll show you how that works at the end of this game if we have time. And then we're ready basically to start. Venom looks really cool. He comes out with a bell tower and a few bits. I'll explain them as we go through the gameplay. So let's get into that right now. Part 2 of this campaign with the Sinister Motives out expansion, which is really good fun. I made a few errors on the last one. This acceleration token adds 1 threat to the scheme each round on the enemy stage, so I will not be forgetting that and trying to do that every round. So this will be placing 3 instead of 2 because I've got 2 heroes, until hopefully I can get rid of it. We've got Peter Parker with an upgrade that we got for the end of campaign 1 at random, so he gets an extra 3 hit points, so he's starting on 13. And we have Miles Morales as Spider-Man, who is doing an extra 1 attack for every attack, which is great, permanent. And you can also, after your hero makes a basic attack against an enemy, discard the top card of the encounter deck. If one or fewer boost icons are discarded that way, you can stun the enemy. So when you make a basic attack, you can stun by running through the deck quicker, but obviously then that gives you more acceleration tokens if you do that. But it's cool. And Spider-Man for Peter Parker can also take an amount of damage from an enemy attack and discard the top card of your deck. That will prevent 1 deck card of damage. So each card gets rid of 1 damage, therefore you run through your deck quicker. Once you run through your hero deck, you are then dealt an encounter card, and I believe you also get an extra card in every encounter session after that. But I can't remember fully. I think it's just the encounter card actually, and then you reshuffle. But I'll double check that if it happens. And we're starting with 6 cards each for Peter Parker, 6 cards for Miles Morales. Shuffled these just before. I know that I've got a few good cards there. Haymaker's decent for 3 damage. Whenever you damage Venom, you take boost card. Black Cat, after you play Black Cat, you get to look for your top 2 cards. She's quite cool. She only has 2 health, but when you attack with her, she doesn't take any damage. So once you've got her out, you can keep her out pretty much all game unless you want to block damage with her. So I really like Black Cat. I think she does a nice amount of 1 extra damage per turn. And obviously this scenario has a bell tower. You build up 3 chime counters for each hero. If you get to 6 with your attack power, then you flip it over, and then Venom takes an extra 1 damage for every hit you attack on him. Only on the Venom, so if you hit his minions or anything, you don't get 1, but you get dealt a boost card also when you attack Venom directly. So you want to flip this really ideally, get him an extra 1 damage for every attack, and then bring that forward. So this Black Cat I think could be really useful for doing that and helping to do that. so she's definitely going to be staying in. The helicarrier is really great to get you reduced cost for things, and it's great to get it early. And we've got the webbed up, which is good. Okay, so I'm gonna potentially keep some of that. I want the black cat helicarrier also. I can get the extra resource off Peter to start with, so even though I've got only 4 cards, I can get 5 resources with his science regenerate a source once per round. So I could play. I don't think I need a mulligan because some of these cards are okay, but they're not amazing. I feel like I would rather get these 2 cards out and use that on the first round with him, so I don't really need the mulligan. Miles Morales' cards are really good, especially the double life things and stuff. Double life gives you change your form. If you pay this using a punch, you can ready your identity. So if you're paid for it with the global logistics card, I can do stuff, change form, and then ready the identity. But for now, I'm not actually going to need it to start with, I don't think. So I can get maybe Spider-Man or Genki Lee out. And these shield cards are quite good for events normally, but I'm not going to use them straight away. The Arachnobatics is decent. And Genki Lee I think is alright as well. So I'm going to keep them. I'm going to discard 3, take the next 3 and hope for some stuff. Jefferson Davis is also quite good. Exhaust him and you remove 1 threat from the scheme with the least threat. So he's handy just every round to have out if you can get him out early, same as Genki Lee. And that is nice, the double energy. So I could get both Jefferson Davis and Genki Lee out. But his obligation, I believe, does get rid of them too. So it's whether it's worth it or not. Maybe just get one of them out so that then the obligation can be dealt with if it arrives. And I quite like the idea of the less threat. And then the Spider-Man out as well, maybe if I can. So that's kind of my stuff planned out for the first round. So let's do that. So I'm going to pay for the 1 resource off the Genius to get 1 less for the cost of Black Cat. I'm going to pay for that with the webbed up effect. I'm also then going to get his support out. I'm going to put the allies up here. His support out for the helicarrier. And then I want to pay for the helicarrier with the haymaker, the interrogation room, and the spider tracer. So that gets me some good stuff to start with already. After you play Black Cat, you discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Each card with a printed science resource on, discard this way, goes to your hand. So both of them are science resources, so I pick them both up. But before I paid for the helicarrier, I could have kept these 3 cards and then decided which ones to use. So the Avengers Mansion is excellent. If you can get it out, you get to pick up cards. Really good early support. Wondering if it's worth trying to keep that to get it. Haymaker getting 3 damage is always good. So I could pay for... I get rid of... When any amount of threat will be placed on the scheme, you could take its damage as well. Now I've got extra damage. Might be a good idea to keep that. And pay for these 2 definitely. And it's whether I want to keep anything else. I picked up 2 cards. And I should have 2 cards in hand, so this might be useful if I'm really struggling with the threat with the acceleration tokens and things. But for now I'm going to keep the Haymaker and the Avengers Mansion. I can't afford to pay for them sadly. Oh, I can actually. I could do the Helicarrier and get 1 off the cost. Then I could do the Haymaker. But I don't want to do that. Choose a player to reduce the cost of their next card by 1. So I might do that for Miles Morales instead. So exhaust that, keep these 2 cards for me later. Play in Jefferson Davis actually I play in Spider-Man, Peter Parker, which some people think is a bit stupid to do. Deal 2 damage if the card Arachnobatics is quite a good card. So you can do your if it's confused or stunned, you get another 3 damage on top. But ideally I won't spend that yet. I will pay for Spider-Man with Genki Lee and the Homeland intervention stuff. Then that's 2 plus minus the 1 from that. And then I will pay for the Jefferson Davis card to go out as well as a support, which gives me to remove one threat from the scheme with the least threat, so I can do that to start with. Take one off here. And then I can do things with my alter egos which I haven't even really done yet. So I can flip Miles Morales to hero form. I can do attacks if I wish to. Requirement, do I pay for this card? Spend the listed resource. So for Spider-Man you have to pay for all the resources, which I think I did because I had the wild and electric. And I paid for this to be one cheaper. So I think I will have paid for it. Oh, okay. Response: after Spider-Man attacks or thwarts, you choose another Web Warrior character and you ready that character. So Miles Morales is going to do the most damage, so I'm going to most probably re-ready him once he's attacked or thwarted. So if I flip Peter Parker as well, because I want him in hero form too, I can then do attack for 2 onto the bell tower. I can do an attack for 3 onto the bell tower. If I thwart or attack, I can do another Web Warrior to carry on. So this needs 6, one more, and I'm going to flip it over, but I want to do a good amount of hits onto it to then give it more counters, because it also helps on damage negation. So I'm going to thwart for 2 with Spider-Man Peter Parker, which gives him a wrong colour, gives him damage. Then that means I can do this and restand my Miles Morales Spider-Man to then flip him onto 3 more tokens for the bell tower. So the bell tower will now flip over, giving me on its location ringing. This increases the damage Venom takes by 1 for every attack. And if there's no things left, you then flip the card. Also, when he attacks, you have to take the counters off here instead of off your damage. So ideally, you want to keep him from attacking you as best you can, and then also hit him as much as you can while this bell is on the right side. After you play back card, you discarded. I've done that, yeah. So she can attack. I'm not really sure it's worth it. Attack for 1, it'll do 2 damage. So I might as well take 2 damage off Venom for now, which then gives Peter Parker a boost card for his next activation. And that's the end of everything I can do with my people, so everything restands. All of these get to restand. Spider-Man's great because he's got really good defense. He's also at the minute got good health, but I think for the first round I'm going to defend now because I've got this boost card on me. And then when Miles Morales comes to take a turn, I might also defend with him depending on how I think. Yeah, I'm going to defend his attack as well. So the 2 threat on here, plus the 1 there, so that's 4 now. Then we've got an attack from Venom onto Peter Parker, which is doing 4 damage. So he's blocked for, plus this boost 1, which was nothing, that was lucky. So he's blocked for 3, so he's only taking 1 damage. I know it there. He's not going to take that 1 damage, coming off the counters here. Nice. And then Miles Morales is also blocking, so he's going to take, put Enraged Symbiote into play, so he's not taking any extra damage off that. He's getting hit with 2 off that. Nothing from the defending. So we're all good there. Then we're getting our cards now for our encounters. First is Peter Parker. Peter Parker's is the side scheme. It says response: after Venom takes any amount of damage from an attack, remove an equal amount of threat from here. So this side scheme is worth 9 hit points, basically. It's kind of, you attack it and it takes things off. It also adds another acceleration token, meaning we increase the threat even more each round at the start of the villain's phase. So if we can get rid of that and that, we take 2 off the Public Outcry, which has got 4 on it. And then that will give us a victory point at the end of the level. So it's kind of good in a way to have them out. Then for Miles Morales, we got Obligation. While in hero form, increase the resource cost of each event you play by 1. Alter ego action: discard 1 identity specific card from your hand to discard this obligation. So I'm in hero form at the minute, so I'm assuming this is going to stick with me for now. And if I can, I will try and flip to alter ego and discard character specific card. I have one at the minute. I should have dealt my cards before I took attacks, but they're both going to get 5, up to 5. Peter Parker's already got 2 cards left from before. We have the swinging web kick, which does a lot of damage, which is great. And we have the For Justice card, which removes 3 threat from a scheme, or 4 if you pay for it with a science resource. So these can be really good. And now we have moved player token over to here. So to start with, Miles Morales needs to flip over because I'm going to get to then try and reduce stuff, get rid of a resource here. Miles Morales has picked up some nice stuff as well. Web shot, swing in, arachnobatics. Swing in removes 4 threat and then gives him camouflage if you paid using science resource. And when you flip to Miles Morales, you get to take 1 Spider-Man card from his deck and shuffle it back in. So either the change of form, if you pay for this using a punch resource, you get to ready the identity, which I think is a good one. I'm going to put that in, it's only 1 cost. Or I could have put Genki Lee back in, but I have not put him back in because maybe I'm not going to use him too much. I like to play a bit more attacking, so hopefully that'll work out for me. Right, I'm going to shuffle in. So then we are on to what we want to do. So Miles Morales is first player, so I'm going to just deal with him first. I want to get rid of this obligation, so I need to discard 1 identity specific card, then I'll get rid of that. So that means either web shot, swing in, or arachnobatics. Now I haven't got any damage on it, but if I can do one of these and then get that played, I will. It'll be nice. The Venom Blast gives us some damage and stuns the enemy, and that's really good for not taking it. So I'm going to get rid of the swing in card to get rid of this obligation. And then I only have 4 cards, sadly. So ideally I'd be able to get Ghost Spider out, or do this and that, but now I only have 2 spare cards instead of 3, so I'm going to use the Helicarrier to reduce the cost of the web shot to 1. I really wanted to get Ghost Spider out because she's cool, but I'm going to have to put her down here as a wild resource to pay for the web shot. That'll give me the extra Venom Blast that I want, and then I'll play arachnobatics as well after that. So I'm going to get 4 damage to the enemy as an attack, so he's going to go to 28. I'm going to get a boost card. That is then going to also let us do the Venom Blast, which isn't an attack, it just does extra damage. And of course those 2 attacks will get the extra 1 damage from the bell tower, so we're going to drop to 24. So that's really nice and handy. Then the Venom Blast. The Venom Blast also stuns, I believe. Stuns, where do we look at? Stuns him. Yep, stuns him. Get confused between the other one, which does confuse and gives you toughness. So he is now stunned and can't attack on the next turn, which is good. And then I would have paid for the arachnobatics, so you deal 2 damage to an enemy, and if the enemy is stunned, then you also get a further 3 damage. So this is classed as an attack as well, so that's 5 damage down to 19. And then we have 2 boost cards onto Miles Morales. Now it's whether I flip him to attack, or do we think we can take the extra damage on here. I haven't really done a lot yet with these characters, so Spider-Man, after he attacks you get to restand someone, so I could flip him to hero form, attack with Spider-Man to do 2 damage to the enraged symbiote, so he doesn't attack me next time. That will knock 1 off this. Give him a damage for Spider-Man, and then allow me to restand Miles Morales because he does more damage. He's got the extra 1 damage there for 3. So I'm going to attack and try and take out now this side scheme up here. So he's going to get 3 damage on that to remove these 3. So then, it says from any attack, take it off Venom. That was going to go hit Venom. So before I hit Venom for this attack, which was 5, and the attack before. So maybe that would not have worked. So I need to put that backwards a bit. Let's just start that again. He was overflipped on. So he wouldn't have taken the 4 from that, or the 5 from this. He wouldn't have taken 5 or 6. So this should have still been at 9. He should be up by, that's a 9. I'll have to do these in a different sequence. So that was 5, this was 6. So he should have an extra 11. He should have been on 30 health. Annoying when that happens. So he would have been at 30. And I've gone to attack the first time for the 4 damage and the Venom Blast. We still do the Venom Blast and stun him, but he wouldn't have taken any damage. So that would have done 5 damage off here. Then we could have done left the Arachnobatics until I've done Spider-Man stuff. Or that's 5, 6. Yeah, so do the Spider-Man thwart like I did. Then ready Miles as Peter Parker, flip him over. Do the Venom Blast also would have done 2 extra damage, wouldn't it? So that would have come off here. Then the attack from Spider-Man here would have knocked off the last one. Yeah, so that's right. So we messed that up a bit. Might be a bit wonky. Okay, that also then takes 1 off here. The side scheme's done. Then we have Spider-Man now standing, who can do an attack, which would give us this card as before. Knock him by 3 to 27. Not quite as down as much as I'd hoped, which is a shame. Then we can exhaust him to remove a threat from this scheme. I've got Black Cat, who can do 8 damage and not take anything. With Spider-Man, I can also do an 8 points of damage with the swinging web kick. That also had another 1 damage, so I might as well do that and go for 8 damage. Is going to be really good. The Haymaker's nice. Can't get anything else, so I'm going to try and play Black Cat. No damage. Do 2 hits of damage to our friend here. Get a boost. Then have Spider-Man also do an attack that's worth a good bit of damage. So I could keep Avengers Mansion and try and play it next time to drawing cards, but I'm going to keep the attack card. I just feel like we need to kill him quicker, and that, so there's 3 points played for that to deal 8 damage and 9 damage for the extra 1. So he's getting down to 16 damage. Not too bad. Could be worse, but both the characters now have 2 boost cards. So when he attacks next time, we're going to do the boost card. We've still got an extra. So on his threat there, we're putting 6 threat on. He's then going to. Oh, these should have all recovered. I'm definitely going to have to block for attacks, I think. I'm going to block with Spider-Man. And I'm not sure whether it's worth blocking with Peter Parker, because it's great that he gets to restand for the double hits and stuff. So I'm going to block again with Miles Morales and then restand him with Peter Parker to get the extra damage. It's most probably the best thing to do. This will be restored. This will be okay for next time. So Miles is going to get attacked first because he's first player, so he's getting the boost from these 2, which is nothing plus 2, and if this activating is an attack, it gains piercing, so he gets to attack and go through any minions that would have blocked anyway. So he would get 2 off that, plus his regular 2, so he'd be doing 4 damage, which knocks me down to 7. That's them done. I'm glad that hasn't come out as a side scheme. Then we've got 2 boosts onto Spider-Man plus the boost out of here. Oh, I didn't add the extra boost, did I? Oh, yeah, I did. Right, so I'm glad he's blocking because he's got 5 extra boosts, so that's 7 damage. Plus this says remove a chime counter from the bell tower, so that would have taken from the bell tower as well, so not even going to take damage off. Let me just revert that. That's 1 chime that I've gone from there, so instead of taking 2 damage, 2 bell counters are coming off. Just knocks it down to 4. Then on this turn we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like I just said. So he's going to be taking 4 damage, which I cannot do, but unfortunately that knocks it down to 4 chime counters off the bell tower. So Spider-Man doesn't take any damage, but the bell tower now flips back over, which is a bit annoying, but not too bad. Then we have an encounter card each. Peter Miles Morales is going to have another Enraged Symbiote. These are nice because they're dead easy to kill. Put Enraged Symbiote to play with you. Nice, I can deal with that. It's 2 damage to kill it. And this is a attachment. It says, attach this to the villain. After attached villain takes any amount of damage from an attack, give attached villain 1 face down boost card. If that attack dealt 3 or more damage to the attached villain, discard this card. So he's going to get an extra boost onto his next action, whatever it is. This is coming over to Miles Morales' first player. So next time he attacks, he's going to get a boost card. Or any time, it looks like. And you need to hit him for at least 3 damage to get rid of it. So I'm going to have to try and do that because that would be good. I've also missed the fact of the stun. So I'm going to just leave that on there for next time because I'm stupid. Should have taken that card off straight away. So let's just carry on with that one and just take it off next time. Then we've got, I haven't drawn the cards, 5 cards each. 3, 4, 5 for Miles, oh, too many. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 extra for Spider-Man because he's already got the Haymaker card here. So we've got Tenacity, where you get spend a punch and discard this card to ready your hero. Swing the web kick for 8 damage again, so that's quite a good one to do. Enhanced Spider Sense, when treachery cards are revealed from the encounter deck, you can cancel it when revealed. So that's quite good. So I could use these to, I think swinging web kick is always good. I'm gonna go with that for sure. I think got a nice double upgrade with Miles Morales. And the Sky Destroyer, which can be nice when you play a shield card. I feel like we're struggling at the minute to get them out. And Defense Mechanism, actually here makes a basic power discard Defense Mechanism and resolve the camouflage. So I'm going to do an attack and then get that out, which is good. So I'm actually going to try and do those things. Upgrade that and then maybe keep the Sky Destroyer in case I can get it out. Swinging Web Kick for Spider-Man, if I make it 1 point cheaper, then I can only have to get rid of 2 cards to pay for it. Now I'm thinking we could pay for it with, that's good to re-ready your hero sometimes, and that's an upgrade that stays out, so it's quite cool to have. Kind of want enhanced, and the Haymaker's good as well, so I'll get rid of that. I'm going to also get rid of the when revealed, could be good. Just get rid of it. For that to pay the 8 damage, so that will give him an extra boost for next time. Remove that. There's no extra 1 damage for this anymore, so we're just getting 8 damage, set it down to 8. Should have gone the other way, would have been quicker. Then we've got 2 cards left. I cannot afford to pay for both of these or either of these, so I'm going to keep them for now. I could get Miles Morales to pay for some of it and do an extra 3 damage if I want to get it done, but can't. I can maybe do an attack, or what I should do with Spider-Man. I can attack with Spider-Man to get 2 off. I'm trying to see if I've got any. I haven't got a lot of threat removal, so I could do with some of that. So I'll take 1 threat off with Jefferson. I'm going to attack with Spider-Man and take the other threat off, but he's then going to die. So he's dead. Spider-Man Miles Morales will restand. The can then do an attack with should have done 2 damage on someone. That's annoying. I should have killed off the symbiote. Oh, well, carrying on with what I've done. After you use a basic power, discard this. I do camouflage. So I will attack the symbiote because I forgot to. I had already stunned thingy. That's going to kill him. There's no point putting a stunned or confused on him because he's going off. Therefore, with one of these counters as well. I am going to get the tough card though because I'm going to pay for this with that. Then I'm going to play Source Shield to play these 2 to get the Sky Destroyer out. Next time I play a shield card with Miles Morales, I can spend this to do 2 damage and it doesn't give him a boost card. So I haven't really done a lot of Venom on that round, but at least I've done something. And she can maybe thwart for 1, and she can then stay in the game. Knock that down to 2. We've still got our boost icon here. And we're going to be attacking Peter Parker, but he's got some stuff. So I don't have any spare to pay for any of these. Okay, these are going to restand now, ready for next round. I've got tough on Spider-Man, he's going to be stunned for that. So no, we're not going to take any damage this round, which is nice. He's going to get 3 onto here, which takes it to 5. Then we have got an attack on Spider-Man, but he was stunned. I forgot to do that before, so that's not going to count. He's going to attack Spider-Man here, and he's going to get boost from this card that got him. This activation attack, this card gets 2 boost icons for this attack and gains overkill. Okay, so he's getting 2 plus this boost, 3. He's doing 5, but doesn't matter because I'm tough and you can't take any damage when you're tough. So that's great. That's worked out really nicely. And then we've just got our encounter cards, 1 each. So Spider-Man, Peter Parker. Now we're angry. Attach the Venom. Use 2 rage counters. Venom's attacks gain overkill. So if I block with Alley Cat or any other ally I can get into play, it's just going to wipe them out and then do extra damage to me afterwards. And if you take any amount of damage from an attack, you remove 1 rage counter from here. So once the 2 rage counters are gone, that goes. So we use 2 of these counters to signify that. It's a good idea to try and attack him to get rid of them. It's not a side scheme, sadly, it's just an attachment. And we've got Spider-Man. This is Peter Parker. So he's got his obligation. So we can flip to alter ego form and choose to exhaust Peter Parker or remove the eviction notice from the game. So if we flip to him, I should have done the cards before so he won't be getting 6, he'll be getting 5 cards. So I might as well get them out now. He should have 5, just so I don't get confused. Should have got 5 out for Miles as well. Got 5 there. So we can either exhaust Peter Parker to get rid of this or discard a card at random for your hand, and this card then engages the surge and you discard the obligation. So I'm going to exhaust Peter Parker. Still means I can get this extra resource now that I've flipped over, which is kind of like having 6 cards anyway. Then that goes into the discard pile. So that's not been too bad or too nasty. I don't need to do any healing, and this Aunt-May card for 1 cost is really good to heal damage for Peter for 4 damage, but I don't really need it at the minute. The backflip is great for negating any damage as an interrupt, so I'm going to keep that, I think. That's a really, really nice card. Does nothing, costs nothing, and it does a lot. This generation resource is good if you're paying for a Justice card, but I haven't got any at the minute, so unfortunately it's not amazing. I could spend the punch discard to ready the hero, so I could either do 3 damage or, yeah, I feel like I should do that 3 damage and keep those 2 cards. So I'm paying 2 cards to do 3 damage, which will go on to the bell tower. Let's try and flip that bell tower again and get him messed up. I can then also attack for 1 onto Venom, which will give me a boost card. I'm most probably going to stay in this form potentially to get threat, but I could take the damage. I could flip over to hero side. The attack will do 1 damage to knock him to 7. I'll also take one of these rage counters off. I can do a few things. Young Love isn't really useful here because I've got rid of the Gwen Stacy card already. The Field Agent is good if you've got allies out. When a shielded ally would take any amount of damage. So if I can get out Agent 13, then this Field Agent is good to help reduce damage on them. The double life again, change your form. If you pay for this using a punch, you get to ready your form. So I could pay for that with that, and then do the Web of Love. It's not a bad shout. So then I can attack and do damage. This Venom Blast is great. Does 2 damage and stuns the enemy. So I think I'm going to do that. And I'm going to... Oh, this should have moved over. Over here. So if I pay for the Web Shot first, that will do 4 damage to the enemy. I could do it to the bell tower actually. Let's see. Any amount of damage you already take to Venom by an attack, you may place that damage on the chime cards. So for now, I think it's better to attack it to Venom. So that would be 4 damage to Venom, knocking him to 3. Then 2 damage from the Venom Blast. You get a boost card as well. The Venom Blast does 2 damage and stuns him. So that is going to hit him for 2 and remove this card. It will also stun him, so he cannot attack me next round, which is great because I've got boost cards out, and that also then allows me to do what I wanted to do before, which was flip an attack. No, I did that, didn't I? No. I can attack him. I don't really want to do that yet. So I can attack and put the bell tower up by 3, which will take it to 6. Because he gets +1 damage, so that'll take that to 6. Flipping it to the Bell's Toll inside, where I'll be negating damage and hopefully doing good stuff. That's exhausted Miles Morales, and then I'm also going to flip him over. So, and I know I've already flipped him on, so I can't do that. Then if I pay for the double life card, I don't know if it's worth it right now. I will then be able to flip him and use him, but it's not going to do a lot. I can pay for that to do that, to flip him and ready him. But he's on full health already. I can then take a card out of the deck and put it into my deck and shuffle. I'm going to put this Web Shot card in because it does good damage and it stuns, so it's handy if I can get any. Oh, did not mean to do that. Haven't paid for any shield cards sadly, so I can't do this. I can do that to take off 1 threat. I didn't reduce the cost, which I should have done. I reduced the cost using that to keep hold of this Agent 13 card, and then that is everything done I think for this round. I want to keep him at 1 so I can then try and hit him for 1 with Black Cat next and knock him into the next level, so I don't take too much damage or anything. Everything's going to reset back to standing. These are cards I haven't used. Peter Parker's going to be up to 6 cards. He's got an event that's upgrade, give me +1 thwart if I need it, or Miles Morales, Spider Sense and counters. So these are going to be useful. Then Miles Morales gets 5 as well. So we get nice power within. After your hero uses a basic power, discard this to resolve the Venom Blast. Monica Chang's an ally, swing in, good. Government Liaison, exhaust Government Liaison, play a shield card for 1 less, and the Web Shot that I just put back in, which is nice. I'm trying to do that soon to get some extra damage, or I could try and get Agent 13 out. So I've got some good choices there for next hand. Jefferson will be back to standing as well at the end of the stage. And then we've got Venom doing 3 threat. We have Miles Morales on his side, so he's going to get a boost of reveal this card. So that just is going to go Now We're Angry again back on him. So there's 2 boost counters, same as the thing we had before. That's a bit annoying. And then we have, so he won't do any extra, but he'll still do 1 scheme. That takes us up to 5. Peter Parker's extra scheme is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. So I'm going to go up to 9. So let's just put 5 and take that 1 off. That gives us 9. And we can go up to 20, so we're not too far off with that. And then each character is getting an extra encounter. So let's go back in the pack. Hopefully nothing too bad. Miles Morales is first player, so he's getting a side scheme. Surge, and this has a victory 1 condition on it. This will go into the top as well. When defeated, add this card to the victory display. Interrupt: when a character makes a basic thwart against this side scheme, they may use their attack instead of their thwart value. So this is 5 per character, so it's going to be worth 10. If you can get rid of this, it'll give us a victory point at the end, which is nice to add on to your tally. It would also then get rid of this last thing, which would give us a victory point for that and a victory point for that. So that would go into our display, it's called. They won't be in play anymore, but they'll show at the end. And we've got the symbiote at the end there, which is 2 damage, a nice, easy to kill enemy. So we've got quite a bit we could do here. We're going to play Miles Morales. This does it have any kind of... It doesn't have like a... Doesn't really have anything else with it. It gives you Surge, sorry, didn't realise. Surge, an extra card. Treachery. When revealed, we can search the encounter deck discard pile for your obligation, then reveal it. During that reveal, if you change your alter ego form, discard 1 random card from your hand. If the obligation was not revealed that way, this card gains Surge. So instead of doing this, I'm going to pay for this when revealed card to ignore the effects, which costs 1. It's an interrupt. When a treachery card is revealed from the account deck, cancel its when revealed effect. I want that. I don't particularly need that. So I'm going to pay for it with that, so I don't have to deal with that, which makes it quite a nice turn. I can get 1 extra resource from here and a resource from here, so it doesn't really make a lot of difference to what I'm doing with Spider-Man anyway. So he's lost a couple of cards, but nothing major. This is moving over. We have a symbiote in play. I feel like the best thing to do is flip to Spider-Man Peter Parker, attack, kill the symbiote, take this off, reducing the amount of threat we have to deal with every round. That into the display, 1 victory point. Woohoo! Added to the game, and then we do some other stuff to try and help us as well. So I don't have any justice cards to pay for this with, but I do have a justice card over here I could pay for it with to help Miles Morales get Monica Chang out. She then enters play and lets you search for a surveillance team support, and you put that in play with 1 Snoop counter on each, and then you add a Snoop counter to each surveillance team you control. So I think I might do that. I've got the backflip here, I've got other stuff. I'm going to then pay for this to get 3 extra resources for Spider-Man going forward. I am then going to keep the backflip card, attack with Black Cat to do the 1 damage onto Venom to knock him to level 2. That'll take 1 of these off. He's still stunned, I think. It says toughness steady. So he has toughness to start with, and steady is a new thing, which means that he can take 2 stun cards before he's actually stunned. So that stun card is not going to keep him stunned or stop him from attacking now. And he comes in with toughness on him, I think. So that means he's not going to take any damage, but we still can get rid of the +1 if we can hit him. We pay to get Monica Chang in, 2 off the cost of her, 3 off the cost of her. therefore. So that basically just means that one is for free for Miles. So she goes into play, sorry. Got to look for the search. My deck in my hand, and discard power for a copy of Surveillance Team. I do not have it in my hand. I don't think I've had it out. I'll have a look. There we do. We do have the Surveillance Team. And you put it into play. So I have 3 supports now. I'm not allowed any more. So that's handy. Gets 3 Snoop Cattles on it when you start. And each one of these, when you do it, removes a threat from the scheme. So I might as well do that straight away and just get that out there. 1 threat gone from there. Always handy. Then we can either try and take this threat off, or we can attack Venom on the new side, who is now worth 36 points of damage. So we've only got 1 more stage to get through on him to try and beat him. And if we can stun him with a Venom Blast, I think it is, then we could do some damage, I think. I can't play this support, so I might as well spend it on something. I can pay to do my camouflage, or I can pay to do extra damage. So first off, I'm going to do Miles Morales' responses have been done. So flip to hero form. He should be first player. I'm going to attack to get rid of the extra damage over there, I think. It's going to be 3 attack because he's got a 3 attack, so I'll do 3 attack damage plus the 1 from there with the boost card coming here. So that's 4 damage off Venom straight away for 32. That's this card gone. Oh, wait, there, no, it's not because he's got a toughness. Bye bye toughness, so he's still at 36. But the other card's gone. He isn't stunned because he's steady, unfortunately. But I can then pay for the, because I did a basic, so I can do the government liaison and pay for this upgrade. So the upgrade says that after I use a basic power, I can resolve this Venom Blast ability. So Venom Blast does 2 damage without it being an attack. So that's a nice 3 damage with the extra bell tolling. And then we also get to stun the enemy. So I hit him for 2 stun cards. Therefore he can be now stunned and he cannot attack me at the start of my turn. And Peter Parker's Spider-Man has got quite good recovery, and he's also got a backflip there. So I might just do the backflip to avoid any damage if needed, but I might save that for later because it's really powerful. So that's a nice upgrade to have out. I'm going to put it up here so that I can see it constantly and not have to worry about it. Monica Chang doesn't really do a lot, but not a damage anyway, so I'm going to thwart for 1, give her a damage, take 1 off here, drop it to 4. Then we've got a nice web shot I could do as well to get some damage in here. So if I do as much damage as I can, actually would be good with him because it's not gonna take the boost anyway. So I'll play for the, I want the Venom Blast. I'm gonna hit him for, it's gonna give me 3 stun. I could do the swing in, which would remove 4 threat, and I'll be paying for it with a science resource, so it would give me camouflage. So I might do that instead because then I can take that down. That's going to do 1, 2, remove 4 threat. I'm going to take it from here, take it down to 5. That gives me the camouflage, so I will give him a confused enemy status, and I will take a toughness, I think. Yeah, toughness, good. And the steady is, we need to just double check that with the rules, because steady is a one with going to be stunned with an additional, needs an additional card to be stunned. Cannot be, as you can see there, it cannot be stunned unless they have 2 stunned cards, and is not confused unless they have 2 confused status cards. After the character observation is replaced by a status card effect, remove all status cards from that type of character. So after he's been stunned, he's going to get rid of all of his things anyway in a second, so I shouldn't have confused him, but at least I've got toughness on Miles Morales, which is quite handy. So he's going to do 2 onto here, which is going to give us 5 threat on the main scheme. Oh, no, not yet. Haven't done my Jefferson Davis thing, which will give him 1 less on here. It's a 7. I also played Monica Chang this round, which gave me a chance to do 2 damage to an enemy for free, plus the 1 there, so he's going down to 30. Good job I didn't miss that then. Then everything is getting reset to be standing. We have a lot of cards that need restanding. Then Spider-Man Miles Morales is on hero for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got Field Agent, Dum Dum Dugan, Surveillance, and Government. The Dum Dum Dugan's really good, really strong card. He costs 5, but if you've got shield cards in play like I have here, you can exhaust them to add to his attack or his defense. So his attack is 3 and his thwart is 3. So you can exhaust each shield card you exhaust up to 3 of a maximum. Gets +1 to that power, and he's got 5 health. So you can attack 3 times with him and get +3 on each of those. So I think I'm going to start trying to get him out now and hope that that can do some serious damage. And then Spider-Man is going up to 1, 2, 3, 4. So Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Surveillance Team, and the Swinging Web Kick, that's 8 damage. So that's 9 damage with the thing, and then potentially 6 damage off this guy, and then we're really going to be cooking with gas, as they say. So first thing is then add the 2 threat, taking us to 9 now. Then he's going to attack Miles Morales, but Miles Morales is going to get a boost card. So you are stunned. If you are already stunned, take 2 damage. I'm not already stunned, but I'll take the stun card. He's not taking damage because that's toughness is gonna go away. So any damage he would have done is gone. He couldn't do it anyway. He was stunned. He wouldn't have attacked me. Yeah, so he wouldn't have attacked me. He would have attacked next over here, which means that the is going to take 2 damage for Spider-Man. Plus the 2 damage he would do anyway. I know, stun Spider-Man over here. Shouldn't have attacked. Yeah, I thought next time character would be. No, he would have been attacked. Yeah, so he's going to be a separate attack. I think I will defend with Spider-Man because Spider-Man has got 3 defense. He's going to get 2 attack plus no boosts, so he's not taking any damage. So he's still at full health somehow, which is great. And then each guy is going to get an encounter card. So now Miles Morales is taking a common criminal, Surge. So when he comes in, spend a punch resource and deal 3 damage to common criminal. If it's defeated this way, you choose to either draw 1 card or remove 3 threat from a scheme. So that's quite good. The only punch resource card I've got is Dum Dum Dugan, which is not what I want to spend. I could spend Daredevil maybe with Spider-Man, and then that would let me remove 3 threat from something. That might be a good way to go about it. I'll see how it goes. And then first player token will move once I've done this. Treachery. When revealed, Venom activates against you. Each boost card turned face up during this activation gets +1. So because it's hero form, he's going to do damage, attack. If it's a bad one, I'll use my backflip. If not, then I'll be okay. So that's 2 plus is 2, and this is doubling each boost icon to 4. So he's going to do 6 damage. I cannot block it, but I can backflip out the way of it for free with this card. So I'm backflipping out the way of damage because I do not want to take that much damage. And then we are on to first play now over here. Go away, you horrible card. And we're back into the game. So we've got 30 damage to do on Venom, 3 on there, we're going to do 5 on there. So I'm going to spend Daredevil to do away with this common criminal, 3 damage. That then lets me draw a card or remove 3 from a side scheme. So I'm going to take 3 off this one to get it down to 2. Then we only need 2 more to get that victory point. With the Helicarrier, I'm going to help over there, so I'm going to take one of these counters to give me an extra resource. That gives me then the chance to play these 2 to do the Swinging Web Kick for 9 damage, which is a whopping damage from Spider-Man. He's an absolute beast. And we're taking him to 21. We're getting a boost card. And we're wondering if we need to flip over, but he's got a lot of health on him still, so I'm going to stick with it. With my 2 heroes I've got there right now, I'm going to thwart. Oh no, I don't want to do thwart, do I? Can't thwart with her, annoyingly. So yeah, I'm going to thwart with Black Cat. Maybe, oh, it's going to kill her. So if I thwart with Monica Chang and thwart with Black Cat, get rid of both of those, that will drop me down to, this can go into my victories. So I get 2 victory points now at the end of this campaign, which is nice. Then I will play Attempt an Attack with Miles Morales to get rid of the stun card because that's really annoying. I'm going to pay 1 cost from the Helicarrier and all 4 of these cards because I can't put any more support out anyway to play in Dum Dum Dugan into battle. I can exhaust this card to do 2 damage or 3 damage now to Venom, knocking him to 18. And taking a, oh no, it's not an attack, deal damage to an enemy, no attack word there. So we don't take a boost. Then Dum Dum Dugan is going to do an attack and start smashing things up. So he is going to, oh okay, this upgrade when I try to get rid of my stun to attack, I get to resolve Venom Blast still by 10 and that. So Venom Blast, deal 2 damage or 3. Hit him for down to 15. That'll get him a 1 stun card, but he's not getting stunned because he takes 2. Then we've got Dum Dum Dugan. I'm going to attack with him. He'll take 2 damage. That gives us 2 cards. I'm going to exhaust both of these shield cards here, so I won't be able to use them, but that'll add 2 onto the attack of Dum Dum Dugan, making it 5. So he's definitely attacking, giving me 1 boost. And 5 plus the 1 extra for the bell tower, so I'm going down to 6. Wow, we have smashed through Venom level 2. He now only has 9 health. So here's hoping he doesn't do anything horrific now. We are on to Spider-Man Peter Parker first. So let's stand these guys back up. Get them all up. Okay, and we're getting 5 cards for Spider-Man. So we have Great Responsibility. When there's threat going on scheme, you can get rid of it. I've got another backflip, brilliant. An extra thwart for my character if I want it, and for justice remove 3 threat from a scheme or 4 if you pay for it with a science. So they're quite nice. We should potentially knock him out next round. With Miles Morales we've got Web Shot, we've got Spider-Woman, Double Life, Web Shooters, and I think we are going to be smashing it this round. So we've got some good cards there. If he's getting a lot of damage we can block it out with a black backflip. So I'm going to stick with Spider-Man, just carrying on like normal. 2 more threat on here will knock it up to 11. Haven't got any extra boost icons now, which is nice. So that's just 11. Then he's going to attack Spider-Man with the boost here, which is nothing. Plus the boost for his regular attack, which is 2. Plus 2 is 4. Hit me for 4 damage. I'm just going to take it because I've got loads of health. So that knocks me to 9 damage. Then I'm going to be attacked over here. Boost card on Miles Morales. 2 on that. I didn't defend. I should have done, but I'll take it anyway. 2 on him. Plus the boost here. 1. Resolve this card when revealed ability. Remove 2 chime counters from the bell tower. If the bell tower is on quiet side, you take a damage. If it's on the ringing side, you remove a threat. So 1 threat off here, please. Nice. Thank you. That's not too bad. I can deal with that. And he's only doing 2 plus 2, which is 4. So it takes me down to 5, meaning I survive. We're getting near to the end of the level, so sometimes it's worth looking at this sheet to see what the bonus conditions are at the end. You get victory points for anything in your victory display. We've got 2 over there. You get +1 for no side schemes, +1 for fewer than 1 acceleration token per player, +1 for no minions, +1 if there's no threat on the main scheme, and +1 if none of your identities have been defeated. So no threat on the main scheme is really the hardest thing for me to do now at the end, I think, if I'm going to kill him. But I can get potentially 6 damage here with him in one shot. Then it's looking at the threat maybe removal, see what I can do. So if you're looking at that 6 and 3 with these two, then I need to see what I can do with Spider-Man to try and empty the threat off here to maximise my points right at the end of the level. We've got to see what boost cards we're getting as well, but let's see what encounter cards are coming out. Spider-Man is getting For Whom the Bells Toll, same thing as just before. That's helping us out really. Knocking 2 chimes off here. I should have not taken damage, shouldn't I? I should have knocked the 4 off instead of taking damage to Spider-Man. So yeah, that's a tricky rule that sometimes throws me. So he should stay on 13. All of this should have gone over now. Then I would be taking a damage because the thing's gone over, but it's only 1 instead of 4 now. And then we're on to the last encounter card here for him. The minion. So I want to kill him off if I can by spending a punch resource most probably. Then that'll let me remove 3 threat from the main scheme. So I can kill with these 2 guys and then exhausting them. I might as well spend a punch token now with someone. I'm not going to need this backflip, so I might as well spend that right now to get me this paid for. So deal 3 to the criminal, defeat him, now we get a card and remove 3 threat. So I'll take 3 threat off that, knocks him to 7. Spider-Man ideally wants to do as much thwarting as I can get through. I can add a +1 thwart, or I can do the remove 3 threat if I paid for it with a sign to get him to, his thwart is only 1, so I'm going to flip him. Science resource for that, plus another card, this card, so that's going to pay to get me 4 threat off here, knocking it down to a total of 3. Then I can, I can't do anything else. That's a bit annoying. I can pay for this to be put on someone, but I don't want to thwart with anyone, so I can get an ally out maybe. If I can get Spider-Woman out, I can pay for it with these. Well, I can reduce the cost of it for 1 with that, and I can then pay for the other with that maybe. So Spider-Woman's coming out for a total cost of, for total cost there, yeah, she's out. You can only do 1 thwart, which is annoying. I need the 2 thwart. So I've got no minions, no side threat. I'm just trying to do a bit of extra. Oh, I can get the thwart off with the different days and knock it to 2. I can then pay for 1 of this cost and the science resource to go on to Spider-Woman. I know your hero gets it. Annoying. Spider-Woman does 2 attack. So I can get an attack with these maybe. I haven't done that damage yet. If I paid for a shield card, it's not a shield card. I thought with someone, I'm trying to think if I can do it. It's awkward at the end. Change your form if you paid it. I don't want to change form. I can deal 4 damage with this, so I can thwart with Spider-Man to take 3 off this, which clears that completely. I can do Dum Dum Dugan, turn in, plus exhaust. Both of these for, take 1 of these, that gives me 5 damage, down to 4 health. And 2 damage onto Dum Dum Dugan. He's got 1 attack left because he's a beast. After I've done this, I can do the Venom Blast as well because I did a regular ability, so I can Venom Blast for 2 damage onto Venom, taking another boost card, and I get the stun, 1 stun card, so he'd be stunned for next attack anyway. Then I have Spider-Woman who can do 2, or I could just do a web shot. I'm going to do a cool web shot kill. So I'm going to put this card into play, giving him 4 damage. And if I paid for it with the electric, which I could have done, paid for it with the electric, then you get the Venom Blast as well. So we've done a bit of overkill. We've actually smashed him, web shot him up, and done 4 damage. He is dead. So at the end of the level now, because what I've just done there, I'm going to get extra bonus points onto the card here. As you can see, I went through just a few seconds ago, I've got 2 victory points from the display up here. You might not be able to see, I put them out of shot. So these 2 cards both say Victory 1 and Victory 1. I'll lift one up a bit closer to the camera so you can see. Victory 1 on the top row. So there's 2 of those. So we go up here, meaning we're going to have to add an extra threat per hero onto the main scheme. And we're going to be able to take 2 mulligans instead of 1. These are during setup of the game. The white boxes are for things that happen immediately. We have no side schemes left in play because they were our things, and only the main scheme there. So that's an extra 1. Call that in. Few of them want acceleration tokens per player. Yep, that's 1. Then we have no minions in play. Yep, killed them all. No threat on the main scheme. Just cleared it. It was a bit awkward to do, but we managed it. I think I overthunk it a bit. Then we have no defeated identity, so we get +1 for that as well. So this is taking us past the lines. You may not be able to see them clearly. They're here and here. So on the next time you set up as well, in order to, each player must search their encounter deck and discard pile for a minion. Then put that minion into play, engage with themselves. Then you shuffle. For each player who did not put a minion into play this way, you deal that player 1 face down encounter card. So you're starting off getting a bit harder, but you're getting some bonuses as well. So each player chooses an aspect card in their collection from any aspect and adds the maximum number of copies of that card by title to their deck for the rest of the campaign. Record the title of that card in their aspect advantage section of the campaign log, and cards chosen this way do not count towards the minimum or maximum deck size. So you're getting to add some better cards in here. You're getting to choose which card from any aspect, so from aggression, justice, what are the other ones? Aggression, justice, and we have both of these justice, it seems. So aggression, justice, leadership, and the other one, I can't remember what it is. You pick your best cards really and take as many as you want. So whether that's a good thing to maybe get something like the multiple man or something where you get a few of those out and cool stuff. That's really it and how it ends. And I'll go through the story and I will zoom in a little bit so you can see. I've gone a bit too far. Zoom out a little bit. Here we go. So we've defeated Venom, and I'm going to put on some stupid voices. So it says, "What's your deal, Eddie? You with Osborn too?" "Osborn, no. We hate Osborn for what he did to us. We thought he sent you." "You thought we were Osborn? Were with Osborn? You might be dumber than Sandman." "Venom, did Osborn do that to you?" "He ambushed us, captured us, used some devices to turn pieces of us into his own symbiotic suit." "Oh man, Osborn's already bad enough. He doesn't need symbiote crazy thrown in there too. No offense." "Venom, help us find Osborn. As much as we don't like each other, I'm sure we can agree that Osborn is much worse." "Fine. But we can't promise that we won't crush you as soon as we are finished with Osborn." "Great. We can't promise the same." And then you have Venom and Ghost Spider and Spider-Man running off. And now they seem to have been in a world of mirrors or something set up by Mysterio. So campaign 3, we are going to be going on to do Mysterio. Thanks for watching the video. If you've got any hints or tips or anything you've spotted in a video I've messed up, which happens quite a lot, please let me know. I'd love to know what you think, who your favourite cards are. I think that Dum Dum Dugan card really came in and helped us smash up the place at the end. It was brilliant. Thanks for watching. If you really liked the video, please leave a like and a subscribe as well. It'd be really appreciated. And I'll see you on the next part of the campaign.